Colorado High School Activities Association basketball is on D106 and D106.com. Tonight in a Colorado 7th League contest, it's the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs against the Englewood Lady Pirates. Good evening, everyone. Alongside Corey Nichols, I'm Brian Nichols. Tonight, the Fort Morgan Mustangs will take on Englewood. Fort Morgan is coached by Jim Crackermeyer. Assistant coaches are Mike Gross and Chris Turner. Fort Morgan sets in second place in the Colorado 7th League. In second place at 5-1. Elizabeth leads at 6-0. The Englewood girls averaging 30.9 points a game. They're giving up 49.4 points a game. And their coach is Adrian Thompson. They're sitting in league at 0-6, and overall they are 2-12. And these two teams met earlier in the year, and Fort Morgan beat Englewood 63-36, and that was on the 8th of January. So this is a game that Fort Morgan needs to keep continuing their drive into the playoffs. They will take the top 5 out of this league. So they're sitting in second place, so they're looking good right now for getting into the playoffs. They just need to continue to win, and this is a game here that they need to win or should win, and to keep their drive alive to the playoffs. So starting lineups for the Lady Pirates is Katie Kabinski. She is a junior guard. Mason Brainerd is a senior guard. Madison Otrowski is a sophomore. And Maddie Smith Maddie Smith is a sophomore. And Janet Pescador is a senior. So Fort Morgan starting for them tonight is Lauren Staley, Danielle Gross, Alexis Bills, Samantha Pettyjohn, and Allie Schneider. So we'll get this ready to tip off here in just a second as soon as the teams are just about out here on the floor and ready to go. So Allie Schneider will jump against number 44, and Fort Morgan does get the tip. The opening tip is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. With 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. Fort Morgan at the far end of the tip. They're going to have a jump ball called. Fort Morgan did win the opening tip, so the ball will go to Englewood. Englewood at the far end of the court. Mason Brainerd, bringing the ball up court, being guarded by Danielle Gross. Ball is up, shot up by Otrowski, and that was no good. Rebounded now to Fort Morgan, but knocked out of bounds. It will stay with the Lady Pirates. So Maddie Smith to inbounds the ball. She does get it into Brainerd. Brainerd dribbles out around the top, back out towards the top of the jump circle, now just outside the 3-point circle. Now she's off to Kabinski. Kabinski over to the right side. Now her 3 is up and hit by Brainerd. Starts the game. So Englewood had 3-0 with 6:59 to go in the first period. Fort Morgan inbounds the ball just in front of the scorekeeper's table. Allie Schneider inbounds the ball, and she does get it into. Shot is up and no good by Alexis Bills. Rebounded to Englewood, taken away by Danielle Gross. Gross to Alexis Bills. Now into the corner to Pettyjohn. Now to Allie Schneider, but she's going to be called for the travel. That's going to be a turnover by Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan down 3-0. Still early in the game. 6:35 to go in the first period. Brainerd now over to Kabinski. Kabinski out high, now over to the right to Brainerd. Brainerd takes it above the free throw circle. Now it's going to be back out to Brainerd for another three. So quickly, 6-0, Englewood. Now a shot up by Lauren Staley. No foul called on the shot. Now Brainerd again. She dribbles around to the top. Now over to Kabinski. Kabinski back around to the top above the three-point circle. She drives it down the right side. Now back out to Brainerd. Brainerd on the left side now. Pass inside to 44. They have a double dribble called on Maddie Smith. There'll be a turnover to Fort Morgan. Down 6-0 early here. Once again, this is a game that Fort Morgan should win. They just need to get into the flow here and get some baskets up here. Now ball down court and a shot up and good by Alexis Bills. So Bills with the first points for Fort Morgan, 6-2. Fort Morgan with a full court press. Brainerd now brings the ball down court down the left sideline. She backs it out and gives it to Kabinski out high about 5 feet above the three-point circle. Now Kabinski passes off to Doherty, and now another shot taken by Brainerd. That was up and in by Ostrowski for two. So that makes it 8-2 in favor of Englewood. Now they're going to call a foul on Englewood, first foul of the game. That foul is going to go against Kabinski. So that's foul number one, team foul number one. Samantha Pettyjohn to inbound the ball, and she does to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley drives the baseline, and her shot goes over the rim. Rebounded by Englewood. But Englewood is going to be called for the travel. Fort Morgan needs to settle down here and get the ball get it into the hoop here, take control of this game. Allie Schneider into Samantha Pettyjohn. Englewood was somewhat of a press. Now they back it off. Danielle Gross brings the ball up. She gets it off to Alexis Bills on the right wing. Now underneath into back out to Alexis Bills. Now a nice drive up and in by Lauren Staley. So that's Staley's first two of the game, 8-4 in favor of the Pirates. So Kabinski Brainerd, dribbles the ball down court. She's guarded by Pettyjohn. Now over to Kabinski out high. Kabinski holding the ball. Now she gets it over to Doherty. Doherty back to Brainerd. Brainerd to Kabinski, back to Brainerd. Brainerd over to Doherty. Doherty now underneath to Maddie Smith. Maddie Smith shot up and no good, and rebounded by Fort Morgan. Allie Schneider now down the right sideline. Her pass underneath to Danielle Gross. Danielle Gross sits on the rim a minute and then goes in. So now Fort Morgan just down by 2, 8-6. So Englewood tries to get the ball in bounds, then it's knocked away by Lauren Staley, so it will stay with the Lady Pirates with 3:48 to go in the first period, 8-6 in favor of the Lady Pirates. Now Danielle Gross steals the ball, and a nice shot up, but missed by Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley gets the rebound, puts it up, but she was fouled. So Lauren Staley will go to the line to shoot two. 0-0 again on the fouls. That'll be Kabinski. So Lauren Staley to the line to shoot two. So first shot up and no good for Staley. So Kabinski comes out. And it looks like, I'm not sure what the number was, who that was that came in, maybe 32. Crystal Pescador, possibly. And now shot number 2 was also missed, so still 8-6 with 3:40 to go. Lauren Staley comes out of the game, and Christina Frick enters for the Mustangs. So now Brainerd in the back court. They're going to call a foul And they call that on Samantha Pettyjohn. So that'll be Pettyjohn first, also team first for Fort Morgan. So Englewood gets the ball in, now down court to Doherty. Doherty to Brainerd, back to Doherty, back out to Brainerd. Now over to number 30 was actually the Muffin. And I don't know who number 30 is. We have no number 30, and she just scored. We'll put it down here. And that was a 3 for her. So we'll have to see if we can locate a name somehow for her, but there isn't even a number 30 on the junior varsity team, so we're kind of at a loss who she is. So 11-6 with 3:07 to go. In the first period, ball into Schneider. Schneider goes up to shoot. She is fouled, so Allie will go to the line to shoot 2. And the foul was on Smith, number 44. So that is her first, third team foul. Allie's shot is up and good. All points are precious in a game here where they're down early, so they need to make all their points count. Second shot is also good for Schneider. That's 2 on the night for her. So the score sits at should be had a turnover by Englewood, turnover to Fort Morgan. So the score is 11-8 in favor of Englewood. And they're going to call a foul on Brainerd. So we called an offensive foul on Fort Morgan. And that foul, well, I'm not sure. They put up number 1 against the Englewood Pirates, and it was very obviously against Fort Morgan. And Englewood retained possession of the ball. Now ball taken by Danielle Gross. Gross to Allie Schneider. Now a 3 by Alexis Bills off the back of the rim and no good. Ball hits the top of the basket, so that will be a turnover to Fort Morgan. Now Englewood gets the ball in up court, and they do get the ball at court to number 30. Number 30, her shot up and no good. Shot up by number 24. They're going to call a foul underneath on Fort Morgan. They're going to call Danielle Gross for the foul. So Otrowski goes to the line to shoot 2. Her first shot is up and off the rim and no good. So still 11-8 with 2:34 to go in the game in the first period. Samantha Scott comes in for Danielle Gross. So the second shot coming up for Otrowski, and her second shot is up and good. That's 3 on the night for her, 12-8 in favor of Englewood. Now Allie Schneider dribbles down the left sideline. Her shot is up and no good. They're going to call it for a travel. So turnover to Englewood by Fort Morgan, 12-8 in favor of the Lady Pirates. 2:28 to go in the first period. Klein is now checked in for the Pirates. She has it out high on the left wing. Now they're going to call traveling on Englewood, so that'll be a turnover to Fort Morgan. Lauren Staley into the game for Alexis Bills. Alexis Bills to take a seat here with 2:19 to go in the first period. So ball into Samantha Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn gets it across half court. Now over to Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider drives it down the lane. Block that shot out of bounds. So ball will still be with Fort Morgan. Get the ball in. They do to Lauren Staley in the left corner. So Staley cross court over to Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn now out into the lane, but it's knocked away. Taken away by Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider's shot or a pass over to Staley. Staley's shot is up and no good, but she is fouled on the play. So Staley to go back to the line to shoot 2. And that foul was on Doherty. So that is her first. Shot up and good by Staley. Second shot coming for Staley. Her second shot is up and nothing but the bottom of the net. Looking good on that one. So 12-10. Fort Morgan down 2 still with 1:56 to go in the first period. Levinsky now brings the ball across, or Mason Brainerd, and now shot up and no good. Rebounded by Fort Morgan. Taken away by Brainerd. Her shot up and no good. Now shot up and no good by Ostrowski. Fort Morgan with the rebound. Now to Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider dribbles down the lane. Now she kicks it out to Samantha Scott on the left corner. Shot up and no good. Now Christina Frick is knocked to the floor. They just call it out of bounds. She was knocked to the floor, but they still give the ball to Fort Morgan. At least that was a plus there. So Fort Morgan with the ball. Samantha Scott over to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley with a 3 and way over the rim. Now coming down is Klein. Klein shot. Her pass underneath the number 30 is no good. Now pass down court. Shot up and good by Lauren Staley. So that ties it up. Have a timeout called. A full timeout. So we'll take one with him. 12-12 with 57.9 seconds to go on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School, 12-12 with 57.9 seconds to go in the first period. Englewood with the ball. Ball now taken up and shot up and good by Smith. So now Fort Morgan has a tie-up. With 39.5 seconds to go, Englewood leading 14-12. So turnover, it was a jump ball, so that goes over to Englewood. So Englewood with the ball in court. Brainerd now over to Maddie Smith. Smith out to Klein. Klein holds it over. Now Brainerd for another 3, and now thought, that's a bank shot for Brainerd. So 9 points on the night for Brainerd, 17-12. Fort Morgan trying to get the ball across half court, and they do to Samantha Scott. Samantha Scott to Alexis Dills. Now underneath the Staley. Nice bank shot, but it was off the rim and no good. 10 seconds to go, 17-12. Now, shot up and no good by Elijah Doherty. Now we have a jump ball with 0.8 seconds to go, and that will go over to Fort Morgan. Down 17-12 with 8 tenths of a second to go in the first period. So Fort Morgan to get the ball in court, and they do get it in. So that will be the end of the first period with Englewood leading 17-12. You're listening to Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs basketball at B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School, started the second period 17-12. Fort Morgan with the ball going down court. A pass to Danielle Gross. Gross now pass into the center is taken away by Maddie Smith. Now Smith passes to Brainerd. And now Brainerd passes it out to Doherty. We did find out a number for that number 30. Her name is Dominica Doherty. Now we have a travel. So Fort Morgan with the ball after a turnover by Englewood down. Fort Morgan down 17-12 with 7:29 to go in the second period. Ball up to Danielle Gross. Danielle Gross up the sidelines. She's going to dribble the ball out of bounds. She was kind of forced over to the sideline. She dribbled out of bounds. There'll be a turnover by Fort Morgan. So Englewood with the ball. So Brainerd brings the ball up past half court with Danielle Gross guarding her. Brainerd now inside the three-point circle. She passes out to Kabinski. Now Kabinski is going to be called for the travel. Nice defense out there by Samantha Pettyjohn. Now Allie Schneider to inbound the ball on the far sideline. Englewood does have some type of a press defense going here, but Alexis Bills drives to the basket and misses. Now the ball up court to Elijah Doherty. Her shot up and no good. Now ball out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Ostrowski. That ball will go to Fort Morgan. Now Samantha Scott into the game for Samantha Pettyjohn. So we have Lauren Staley, Samantha Scott, Danielle Gross, Allie Schneider, and Alexis Bills. First, Allie Schneider shot up and no good. And her second shot up is good. So Schneider now with 4 points on the night, 17-14 in favor of Englewood. Now Brainerd with the ball out high. Now she passes over to Doherty. Doherty back over to Brainerd. Brainerd's pass underneath is knocked out of bounds by Danielle Gross. Nice quick hands there to keep that ball from getting underneath. Now Englewood inbounds just to their left of their basket. Now ball into Brainerd. Brainerd drives down the baseline, puts the shot up and no good. Now there's going to be a foul called on number 44, Maddie Smith. That'll be team foul number 4 on Englewood. They call it 5. I must have missed one here someplace. Elijah Doherty, I missed the one on her. Excuse me. So that is 5 team fouls on Englewood. Now Alexis Bills gets the ball up across half court. Her pass over to Samantha over to Samantha Scott, but her pass is intercepted by Elijah Doherty. The Doherty shot is up and no good. They're going to call a foul on Allie Schneider. So that's the 4th team foul on Fort Morgan. Danielle Gross has 2, Pettyjohn 1, and Allie Schneider has 1. So now to the line is number 23, Elijah Doherty, and her first free throw is up and no good. So still 17-14 in favor of Englewood. Second shot coming up for Doherty. Her next shot is up and good. Fort Morgan gets the ball inbound. Danielle Gross over to Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider dribbles down court. Now her little shot from the inside the lane is no good. Rebounded to Englewood. Now stolen again by Fort Morgan, but taken away again by Englewood. So Brainerd with the ball out high out on the left wing. She dribbles up toward the center of her drive down the lane and shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley is going to be fouled. They are going to call a foul on number 1. So that's going to be Brainerd's. So that's Brainerd's first, I believe. So now Lauren Staley and Samantha Scott come out. Samantha Pettyjohn and Christina Frick come in for the Mustangs. Mustangs down 18-14 with 5:30 to go in the second period. And now Samantha Pettyjohn throws it away, then gets the ball back. And now Allie Schneider has a little jumper from about 7 feet, and that is no good. Rebounded to the Pirates. Pirates bringing the ball back up court. Brainerd over in the corner to Doherty. Doherty shot is up the foot of the net for a 3. Now 21-14 in favor of Englewood. Fort Morgan with the ball there into the court. Alexis Bills. Now Allie Schneider with a 3, and that is good off the back of the rib. That's going to be knocked out of bounds by Englewood. So Fort Morgan will retain possession from the far corner, down 21-14. Fort Morgan to get the ball in bounds. They do to Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider's little bank shot is up and good. Fort Morgan needs to buckle down here. Get some people in the face of these shooters. Another three up and good by Brainerd. That's 12 I have for her on the night so far. 24-16 in favor of Englewood. Now Fort Morgan loses the ball out of bounds with 4:24 to go in the second period. So Lauren Staley into the game for Allie Schneider. Fort Morgan with a full court press. Now Brainerd with the ball. She tries to bring it up past half court. She loses it out of bounds, so that will be turned over to Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan inbounds the ball just in front of the scorer's table, just this side of half court. Inbounds to Samantha Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn gets the ball over to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley's little jumper is off the back of the rim and no good, but rebounded by Alexis Bills. Now Alexis Bills' shot is up and no good. That's going to be rebounded by Kabinski in the corner. Then they're going to call a travel, on Kabinski down in the corner, so that will be a turnover to Fort Morgan with 4:04 to go in the second period, 24-16 in favor of Englewood. So Fort Morgan gets the ball in and do a nice little jumper there by Alexis Bills. That's 4 on the night for Bills. So 24-18, Fort Morgan with the steal. Now Alexis Bills for a three, and that is good. So Fort Morgan right back into this, 24-21. Fort Morgan with a full court press again. Now Kabinski with the ball. She gets it across half court to Brainerd. Brainerd now over to Doherty. Now Doherty's pass is going to be, initially, this is going to be knocked out by Samantha Pettyjohn. So it's got some nice hustle defense there by the Mustangs. Down 24-21 at 3:26 to go in the second period. Englewood inbounds the ball to Doherty. Doherty now to Brainerd. Brainerd inside to Ostrowski. They're going to call Ostrowski with the travel. That's another turnover, so Fort Morgan get a little momentum here before the end of the half. Maybe they could get ahead here. So now Allie Schneider back in for Danielle Gross. Ball into Samantha Pettyjohn. So nobody picking up Pettyjohn right now. So Pettyjohn pass into the corner to Christina Frick. Frick to Alexis Bills. Now inside to Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider's little jumper is up and good from the right, about 5 feet from the right side. So 6 points in the quarter for Allie Schneider. 24-23. Fort Morgan down just one. Now the ball is going to be intercepted. It's taken away by Alexis Bills. Now Samantha Pettyjohn. She gets down court to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley to Alexis Bills. They're going to call Alexis Bills with a travel. I'm not sure what they're seeing, but maybe they're dragging their foot or something. I'm not sure. So 2:39 to go in the second period. Fort Morgan down 24-23. Englewood inbounds the ball. Three-quarter court on the far side. Elijah Doherty to inbound. That's going to be taken away by Allie Schneider. Schneider to Alexis Bills. Bills pass underneath to Samantha Pettyjohn is no good. But rebounded to Christina Frick, and her shot back up is no good, but she was fouled on the shot. So that foul is going to go on Maddie Smith. That is going to be her third. So Frick to go to the line to shoot two. She has a chance here to put the Mustangs in the lead here with 2:32 to go in the second period. We'll just call it a 1-1, excuse me. Looked like she was going up for the shot. Little do I know. So Christina's first shot is up and good, so she will get two. That ties it at 24. Nice comeback here by the Mustangs before the end of the first half. Tied at 24. Her second shot is off the rim and no good, but rebounded by Lauren Staley. Nice hustle there. Now to Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider's three is up and no good. They're going to call a foul on Englewood. And that foul is going to be on Brainerd. That's her second foul. So Lauren Staley to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. So Lauren can break the tie here. Her first shot up and no good, rims out. So Englewood with the ball. Kavinsky coming down court. They're going to call a travel on Kavinsky. So Englewood kind of losing control here. They had control pretty well, but they've been committing a lot of turnovers here in the last 3 minutes or so, and giving Fort Morgan the chance to get back into this game. So Allie Schneider to inbounds just in front of the Morgan bench. And now Pettyjohn takes the ball across half court, guarded by Brainerd. Brainerd tips it away initially, but Fort Morgan retains possession. Now Allie Schneider's little jumper is up and no good. Rebounded by Englewood with 2 minutes to go in the 2:02 action to go in the first half. Englewood rebounds, and they are called for the travel. So now Fort Morgan inbounds the ball. Christina Frick the inbounds. Katie Kavinsky back in for Englewood, and Julia Klein to check back out. So Christina Frick to get the ball inbound. She does to Alexis Bills in the right corner. Now Alexis Bills dribbles into about 8 feet. Now she gets it into Allie Schneider. They call it 3 seconds on Allie. A turnover by Fort Morgan. Still tied at 24 with 1:56 to go in the first half. Now Brainerd, they're going to call another travel. All the travels they called, they could have walked to the mountains and back. As much traveling as they're doing here. I've never seen so much traveling called in my life. 1:51. Now Christina Frick out and Danielle Gross back in. Gross has the 2 fouls. She has to be careful here in the last 1:50. So Samantha Pettyjohn across half court. Gets it over to Danielle Gross on the left wing. It now into Alice Schneider. Alice Schneider into the lane, and her little jumper is up and good. It went in. We'll see if they give her the shot. We'll see what they do. They did not give her the basket. There, okay. The shot was good. She will go to the line to shoot 1. Well, just a minute here. They're having a discussion here. Yeah, the ref apparently did not see the ball go in, so that's why he was giving her the 2 shots. Now they've got it straightened out. So it is 26-24 in favor of Fort Morgan. So Allie Schneider to shoot 1 shot here, and that is up and off the side of the rim and no good. They're going to call, I think they're going to call Alexis Bills over the back on a foul. So that'll be a turnover. Yes, that will be first foul on Alexis. So 5 team fouls on Fort Morgan, 9 on Englewood. Fort Morgan leading 26-24. Englewood now to inbounds the ball at the far end, just to the left of the Morgan basket. With 1:38 to go in the first half. Fort Morgan with the full court press. Brainerd gets it over to Klein. Now Klein, ball is taken away. So Klein has it. Now they're going to call another travel on Englewood. So with 1:26 to go, the ball goes back over to Fort Morgan. Allie Schneider, 2 inbounds the ball, and she does to Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn over to Alexis. Yes, to Alexis. Lauren Staley, Staley right down the lane, but her shot is up and no good, but she is knocked to the ground. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. And that foul is going against Doherty, and that is her second. So Lauren Staley to the line to shoot 2. That's the 10th team foul on Englewood. First shot is up and off the front of the rim and no good. Still 26-24 in favor of Fort Morgan. And now Artrosky back into the game, and Elijah Doherty will take a seat. So Lauren Staley with shot number 2 coming up here. That is up and good for Staley. 27-24. Nice little three-point lead here for what Morgan had been up against here. So a minute 9 to go in the first half. Now a shot up and no good by Brainerd. Rebounded to Englewood, and Zabisky will go to the line. She was fouled on the play. I believe that is going to be on. That's going to go against Samantha Pettyjohn. So that will be Pettyjohn's second. So Kabinski to go to the line to shoot 2, I believe. The first shot is up and in and out. So shot number 2 to come up here for Kabinski with 59.7 seconds to go in the first half. So Kabinski's second shot is up, and that does the same thing, rims in and out. And now pass out to Samantha Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn down court, and she gets to Danielle Gross. Gross is passed to Allie Schneider. Schneider is tripped with no call. Now Englewood with the ball. And Doherty down court, and she stepped out of bounds on the far side. So that'll be Fort Morgan basketball with 40.4 seconds to go in the first half. Ball into Pettyjohn, three-quarter court. Now she gets it up across half court. She's guarded by Doherty. Now Alexis Gills on the left wing. Now pass underneath to Pettyjohn. But Fort Morgan loses it out of bounds. So turnover to Englewood. So Englewood to inbounds the ball just to the right of the Mustang basket and do. Fort Morgan still with a full court press. Now Kabinski gets it across half court. Danielle Gross is guarding her. She brings it around. Pass is going to be over the head of Doherty and out of bounds. So Fort Morgan to get the ball back with 16 and a half seconds to go in the first half. Fort Morgan leading 27-24. Fort Morgan gets the ball inbounds. That's Pettyjohn looking past the ball, and she does to Alexis Bills. Alexis Bills for a three, and that's off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded two, stolen away by Fort Morgan. Now Samantha Pettyjohn, her shot up and no good. So at the end of the first half, it is the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs 27, the Englewood Lady Pirates 24. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School, along with Corey Nickel, I'm Brian Nickel, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs lead at half, 27-24. We have an update on the boys at home. They were leading 66-48 with 3:51 to go in the fourth period. So Fort Morgan boys basketball team looks like they're on their way to a second consecutive win. So that would be big for them to try and keep their hopes alive for a playoff spot. Once again, the standings for the girls in the Colorado 7 League. Elizabeth leads is in first place with a 6-0 record in the league. Fort Morgan 5-1, Gulf Central 3-2, Fort Lupton 3-3, Skyview 2-4, Vista Peak 1-4, and Englewood 0-6. So this is a game that the Fort Morgan Mustangs should win. I don't know if they were just looking past them or what the deal is here, but they get back here on the start of the second half. The first shot by Fort Morgan is up and no good. Got ball to Englewood with Brainerd in the backcourt. She gets it across half court. The ball is stripped away from her, but goes over to Kabinski, back to Brainerd. Now Brainerd out to Doherty. Now Doherty to Kabinski, back to Brainerd. She's out high on the right wing. She picks up her dribble. Now under to Trotsky, and Trotsky's shot is over the rim and no good. And rebounded by Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider, her pass down court to Danielle Gross. Her shot is no good. She gets her own rebound. She's going to go to the line. She is fouled on that shot. So Danielle Gross to the line to shoot two. And that foul, I'll have it up here. That was on Kabinski, so that'll be 3 on her. So I guess she's going to be coming out of the game here in a minute. Anna Doherty will check in for her. So the first shot is up and good by Gross. good way to start the second half with foul shots here, 28-24. So Dominique Doherty into the game for Kabinski. Second shot is up and also good for Danielle Gross. Nice looking shots there. Now Fort Morgan with a full court press. Englewood does get the ball in across half court. Now back out to Brainerd. Brainerd over to the right wing to Doherty. Guarded by Gross. Now Doherty still holding on to the ball. Now Gross. Doherty falls to the floor and moves the ball out of bounds. Nice pressure defense there by Danielle Gross. And now into the game for Englewood is number 10, Julia Klein. And Doherty takes a seat. Now Fort Morgan brings the ball down court. Samantha Pettyjohn out to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley shot it up and good for a two-pointer. So 31-24. Fort Morgan steals the ball on the inbound. Now Allie Schneider with a three from the corner off the back of the rim and no good, but rebounded by Fort Morgan. Now Samantha Pettyjohn to the free throw line. Allie Schneider, her shot up and off the side of the rim and no good. Rebounded to Englewood. But we have a tie-up here. Allie Schneider reaches in for the tie-up, and that ball will go to Englewood. So 6:26 to go in the third period, 31-24, Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan with a full court press. Now it's Maddie Smith who gets the ball into Kabinski. Kabinski down court against Samantha Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn gets it over to Brainerd. Brainerd now out at the right wing. Her shot, three-pointer is up and no good. Now the ball will be off of Englewood to Fort Morgan. Allie Schneider, two inbounds, the ball just to the right of the Mustang basket. So Englewood not doing any pressing here, not picking up full court like they had earlier. Now to Danielle Gross. Gross to Allie Schneider. Now they're going to call Schneider for a travel. So turnover to Englewood from Fort Morgan. So Englewood two inbounds the ball in front of the Mustang bench. Maddie Smith to inbounds. Fort Morgan still with their full court pressure. Now to Brainerd. Brainerd guarded by Danielle Gross. Brainerd pass down court is over the head of Ostrowski, and Alexis Bills gets the ball. Alexis Bills now brings the ball up past half court with Brainerd on her. Now ball into Allie Schneider. Schneider's shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Danielle Gross. There is going to be a foul on Brainerd, and that's going to be a big foul. So that's going to be three on her. So Fort Morgan inbounds the ball just to the left of their basket. With 5:46 to go, we're going to have a substitution, and Doherty does come in for Brainerd. So that'll take some of the shooting possibilities away for Englewood with Brainerd on the bench. So now ball into Alexis Bills. Now to Allie Schneider. Schneider shot up and no good, but she had the ball for a minute, but taken away and taken by Doherty. Doherty across half court. Now over to Sister Doherty. And that ball is tipped away by Kabinski, but Kabinski does control it. Now a shot from the corner. That's over the rim. Knocked out of bounds by Ostrowski, so the ball will go to Fort Morgan. With 5:23 to go in the third period. They tried to get a sub in, but Christina Frickley got her there just a little late. So now Danielle Gross with the ball at the left wing. Now Lauren Staley with a shot up. She's knocked to the floor. No call. Shot up and no good. Now Kabinski down the right sideline. Now it's going to be Doherty again for a three off the side of the rim and no good. Rebound to Danielle Gross. Gross still in the back court. She gets it up to Samantha Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn gets it to Danielle Gross. Gross underneath to Staley, and Staley up with the two. Nice assist there, nice pass there by the Mustangs. 33-24, 9-point lead just like that for Fort Morgan. Now the ball is going to be stolen away by Fort Morgan. Staley into the lane, now underneath to Allie Schneider. Schneider up with two. Her first two of the second half. So now Englewood is going to call a timeout, and it will be a full timeout So with 4:31 to go in the third period, Fort Morgan up 11, 35-24 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School with Corey Nickel. This is Brian Nickel, where the Fort Morgan Mustang girls have pulled in front by 9 in front of the Englewood Lady Pirates, 35-24 with 4:31 to go in the third period. Englewood inbounds to the left of their basket. Maddie Smith gets into Kabinski. Kabinski down court she's guarded by Danielle Gross. I see Brainerd is back into the game. Now Brainerd's going to launch a three, and that's off the side of the rim and no good. Now the ball is going to go out of bounds to be Fort Morgan's ball. So Brainerd was hot in the first half. She had 12 points, but she only had one three-pointer in the second period, and she has yet to score here in the second half. Now shot to Christina Frick. Nice little shot from the left by Frick. So that's 3 points on the night for Frick. Now ball is going to be stolen by Fort Morgan. Lauren Staley with a little shot underneath. That shot is no good. Now shot up by Pettyjohn, no good. Rebounded to Lauren Staley. She was fouled on the shot. That is going to go against number 44, Smith. So I have 4 for her. So Lauren Staley to the line to shoot 2. First one is up and good. So now 38-24 in favor of Fort Morgan. Staley has one more to go at the free throw line. So Smith out and Pescador, Janet Pescador into the game, I believe, for the first time tonight. Second shot up and good by Staley. So 39-24, 15-point lead for Fort Morgan with 3:50 to go in the third period. Now, full court pressure still by Fort Morgan. Reduced, gets another turnover, and that shot is up and good by Alexis Bills. That's her first point of the game of the second half. So now Englewood with the ball there into the court. Number 23 banks it in for a 2. That was Doherty. 31-26. Now passed over the head of Lauren Staley and out of bounds. So ball to Englewood. That pass, I believe, was by Samantha Scott, Alexis Stills, and Lauren Staley to come out. So Celia Smith is into the game. So we have Celia Smith, Christina Frick. We're going to call a foul on Allie Schneider. That'll be Schneider's second. So we have Allie Schneider, Christina Frick, Samantha Pettyjohn, Celia Smith, and Samantha Scott into the game for the Mustangs. 3:10 to go in the third period. Now Doherty with a 3, and that shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Kabinski, and she goes down. There's going to be a jump ball called. That arrow goes to Fort Morgan. So you live by the 3, you die by the 3, and right now Englewood has not hit any of their shots from the three-point land. So as long as they want to keep doing that, that's going to kind of bring their demise, I believe, here tonight. So Samantha Pettyjohn, they're going to call a foul on Samantha Scott, I guess. Not sure where that came from.
Seemed like it was a moving screen there.
Is that what they called? So now Brainerd with the ball, guarded by Samantha Pettyjohn. Her layup up and no good. Rebounded to Allie Schneider. Schneider now to bring the ball up, and sure pass is going to be to Christina Frick, or to Samantha Scott. Samantha Scott is up and the shot is up and no good. Now Doherty loses the ball out of bounds at the far end. So 2:31 to go in the third period. Fort Morgan with the ball. Allie Schneider with it in the back court. Allie Schneider be guarded by Kabinski. Pass over to Pettyjohn on the right wing. And now to Celia Smith, and her shot is up and no good, but they're going to call a foul on Klein, I believe. Yes, they're going to call that on Klein of Englewood. That is her first. So Celia will go to the line to shoot 2. 14 fouls on Englewood. 2 on Fort Morgan. Valley View Villa look to the team at Valley View for rehab, short-term or long-term care needs. Stop by 815 Fremont or call in today, 867-8261. First shot was up and good for Smith. Her second shot coming in, that shot is also good. So Fort Morgan hitting their free throws in the second half. They are 6 of 6 for what I have right now in the second half. So Fort Morgan with another steal and shot up by Snyder. So Snyder, they're going to call a 30-second timeout. Englewood is. They're down 45-26, just like that. Fort Morgan up almost 20 points here. So that was quite a turnaround from what they had in the first half. So some messages here from some of our sponsors. B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign in Fort Morgan can help you save water, energy, and the environment without sacrificing quality and performance. Change for the better with B&B Appliance. Platte Valley Hearing Center. You don't have to travel out of town to receive the best and most advanced hearing health care. Visit Platte Valley Hearing Center located at 409 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Ackley Building Center, a one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard, and they now carry appliances. Ackley Building Center, located at 1402 Mill Street in Brush. The ball to Englewood with 2:09 to go in the third period. Fort Morgan leading 45-26. We have a foul on Samantha Scott. That is 2 on Scott. Third team foul on Fort Morgan. So Englewood still to inbounds the ball. That is Klein to inbounds. They're going to give the ball to, well, he pointed Fort Morgan, but he's giving it to, okay, he got his direction drawn here, so we'll go to Englewood with 2:08 to go in the third period. Christina Frick with some pressure, and now the ball to Doherty. Doherty's pass, way over the head, caught by the other Doherty girl. Now bringing it out high against Pettyjohn. And Doherty launched a 3, and that's off the side of the rim. Long rebound to Brainerd. Her shot up and no good, but the rebound is good to Doherty. That's 4 points for her in the second period. That's all they have so far in the second period. Ball down court. Now shot up by Snyder is no good. The rebound is to Christina Frick. They have a tie-up on the floor. The ball is going to go to Englewood on the tie-up. Now Danielle Gross into the game for Pettyjohn. So Englewood 2 inbounds the ball just to the right of the Mustang basket. The ball into Kabinski. Kabinski against Samantha Scott. Kabinski back over to Brainerd. Now Brainerd down the lane. That shot is up and off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded to Allie Schneider. So Schneider's baseball pass down court to Celia Smith, and she does not handle it. That's taken away by by Doherty, Elijah Doherty. Now Brainerd launches another 3, and that is up and off the front of the rim. And no good, but long rebound to Englewood. And that goes to Klein over on the right sideline. Now she's going to be called for a travel. So 57.2 seconds to go in the third period, 45-28 Fort Morgan. Samantha Scott inbounds the ball. She does to Allie Schneider. Schneider walking the ball up slowly. Now gets it across half court. She keeps dribbling, brings it up just at the top of the three-point line. And now Danielle Gross. Gross around the right side, back over to Schneider. Now they're going to call Allie Schneider for a travel. 40.8 seconds to go. Englewood to inbounds the ball in front of the Mustang bench. Christina Frick guarding the inbound pass. They do get it into Brainerd. Now Brainerd guarded by Danielle Gross. Brainerd drives it down the center of the lane, and her shot was knocked out of bounds by Allie Schneider, I believe. So that will go to Englewood just to the right of their basket. Englewood trying to get the ball in court, and they do to Doherty. Doherty's pass over to other Doherty. back out to Brainerd out high about the jump circle. She's against Danielle Gross. Now over to Doherty. Now over to Dominique Doherty. And they are going to call a foul on Allie Schneider. That is her third. So Klein to go to the line to shoot two. Klein's first free throw is up and good. That's only the fifth point so far in the second half for Englewood. So Allie to sit down and Alexis Bills to come back in. So 9.2 seconds to go in the third period, 45-29 in favor of Fort Morgan. So shot number two up and off the side of the rim and no good. But rebounded by Englewood, but loses control out of bounds. So that'll be a ball over to Fort Morgan with 6.4 seconds to go. Englewood now with some backcourt pressure. 5 seconds to go. Three, and Danielle Gross. Now Alexis Bills. Her shot is up and off the side of the rim and no good. So at the end of the third period, Fort Morgan 45, Englewood 29. You're listening to Fort Morgan Ladies Basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School, Fort Morgan leading the Lady Pirates 45-29. So a nice lead here for the Mustangs as they enter the fourth period. I don't know if they call this place, since they're called the Pirates, if this is the Pirates Cave. So that usually you find a treasure in the cave. Well, I think the Fort Morgan Mustangs are going to find a victory here in that pot of gold here tonight. So this will be a big, keep the pressure up like they have. This should be a win for the Mustangs. So that'll be a nice treasure for them to take home tonight. So 7:50 to go in the fourth period. Fort Morgan leading 45-29. Fort Morgan with the ball. Their shot up and no good. Now the ball taken away. Now we have a jump ball called, and that will go to Englewood with 7:39 to go in the game. So Ostrowski to leave the game and Pescador to enter for the Lady Pirates. So ball into Brainerd. Brainerd now back over to Smith. Ball up court, and it's going to be off of Fort Morgan, knocked out of bounds by Samantha Pettyjohn. So Englewood to inbounds the ball in front of the scorer's table. The scorer's table is located in between the two benches. So now they try to get the ball in. Have not got it in yet. Now they do to Smith. Smith to Brainerd. Brainerd guarded by Samantha Pettyjohn. Now Brainerd's a long three, and that's off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded to Christina Frick. And now out to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley with a layup here, and her shot is up and no good. Kind of a wild shot there. Now it's out to Brainerd. Danielle Gross catches up with Brainerd. Now they're going to call a blocking foul on Danielle Gross. So that's Gross's third. It's going to be ball out of bounds to the right of the Englewood basket. So Brainerd to get the ball inbounds. There she gets it in to Doherty. And Doherty loses it back to Brainerd. Brainerd launches a three, and that one is up and no good. In about half in and comes back out again. Now Englewood with a rebound. They keep getting a long rebound. Gets beat to the ball or the Mustang. So now ball back to Doherty. Now over to Dubinsky. Dubinsky out high over on the right wing. Now back out to Pescador. Pescador to Dubinsky. Dubinsky just inside the three-point circle, and that shot is no good. A rebounded by Brainerd. That ball was tipped away by Christina Frick. So the ball will stay with Englewood. They will inbounds from the far corner. That's Maddie Smith. She gets it into Brainerd. 6:35 to go in the game. Now back out to Doherty. Christina Frick tries to get the ball, and Alexis Bills does. Alexis Bills' layup is no good. And now the rebound to Christina Frick. She is going to be fouled on the rebound. That foul is going to go against Kabinski. That's going to be 4 on her. So now Julia Klein will come in for Kabinski. Smith Pettyjohn, 2. Inbounds the ball just to the left of the Mustang basket. Now out to Danielle Gross. Danielle Gross' shot is up and no good. Oh, Christina Frick goes down hard. So there's going to be a timeout here. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout here while she's down. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Okay, back here at Englewood High School, Christina Frick had gone down hard. I think she landed mostly on an elbow, and she got up and walked off under her own power, so that was a good sign. But she is grabbing her left elbow. So she will set out right now. I think there was a foul called. I didn't see who they called it on. Did you see that, Corey, who it was on?
I did not see who it was on.
I didn't see anything go up on the board. So it is Fort Morgan basketball. It is Englewood basketball. I'm not sure why. I thought there would have been a foul there, but apparently not. So now Brainerd in the corner here. She gets it out to Smith. Smith down to Doherty, but that's going to be tipped away by Allie Schneider. So 6:12 to go in the game. Fort Morgan up 47-29. And we do have a final on the boys' game. Fort Morgan beat Englewood 75-59, so another good win for the Mustangs. Mustang boys. Now Englewood 2 get the ball in court, still looking. That dude gets Brainerd in the right corner. She puts a 3 up, and that's off the top of the backboard. I thought the top of the backboard was out of bounds, but apparently not in this game.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be a foul called on Brainerd. That will be 4 on her. 16 fouls on Englewood, 5 on Fort Morgan. So Fort Morgan 2 inbounds the ball to the right of their basket. Now Brainerd to take a seat, and Doherty to enter for her. That would be Dominique Doherty, who has 6 points on the game so far. So far, Englewood is scoreless in this period. Alexis Bills with a little jumper from the right. Now the ball out of bounds. That will go to Englewood. So 49-29 in favor of Fort Morgan. So Maddie Smith do inbound ball in the corner. I've never seen him do it right in the corner. So the ball into Doherty. She is double teamed. Now the ball is going to be tipped out of bounds. Tipped out of bounds by Alex Schneider. So Englewood 2 inbounds the ball with 5:43 to go in front of their basket. Now into Klein. Klein out high, guarded by Danielle Gross. Now over to Doherty. Doherty out high against Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn has nice defense there. Now Lauren Staley guarding Maddie Smith. Ball is going to be tipped out of bounds. First hit by Allie Schneider and then touched by Atrosky, so it will go to Fort Morgan to the right of their basket. Allie Schneider to get the baseball on court pass. That is going to be out of bounds. Nobody touched it. That would be Englewood ball at their end next to their basket. Fort Morgan trying too much there on that long pass. You just try and get it in close, then work it down court. So 49-29 in favor of Fort Morgan. So shot up and no good. Rebounded touch last by Englewood. So that will be Fort Morgan ball to the left. Now they do get it in. Now Allie Schneider gets it back. She runs it down court. Allie Schneider to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley from the left. Her shot up and no good. Rebounded to Englewood. Now there's going to be a reach-in foul on Fort Morgan. And that foul is going to go against Lauren Staley. So I just have Lauren Staley down for 1. That's her first. 16 fouls apiece for the teams in the second half with 5:05 to go in the fourth period. Fort Morgan leading by 20, 49-29. Now to Maddie Smith in the right corner. Now pass back out to Klein. Klein gets it into Atrosky. Atrosky's shot is up and good. For her first 2 points of the second half. First 2 points of the period for Englewood. Now Fort Morgan gets the ball down court, and they do, into Schneider. Now back out to Alexis Mills. Her shot is no good, but Lauren Staley with a rebound on the opposite side here. Now Allie Schneider with the ball out high at the three-point circle. She gets it over to Alexis Mills out at the right wing. Now ball is intercepted by Smith, then taken away again by Fort Morgan. Pass underneath to Schneider is tipped out of bounds. So Fort Morgan will retain possession. Now Fort Morgan with a couple of substitutes. Celia Smith in and Samantha Scott in. Samantha Pettyjohn and Allie Schneider will take a seat. So Danielle Gross to inbounds ball to the left of their basket. Now to Lauren Staley from the right wing, just inside the three-point circle, and that is no good. Rebounded to Englewood. Now Brainerd with the ball down court. She gets it off to Maddie Smith. That's going to be her first basket of the second half. So 49-33 with 3:50 to go in the fourth period. Fort Morgan leading. So Alexis Bills off to Samantha Scott. Scott to Smith. Back to Scott. Scott over to Gross. Now over to Alexis Bills. Alexis Bills on the left wing. Back out to Danielle Gross. Over to Bills. She drives into the center, into the lane. Her little one-handed shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Brainerd. So Brainerd to get the ball down court. Brainerd pulls it back out over on the right wing. She's guarded by Danielle Gross. Now over to Klein. Klein picks up her dribble, and that's going to be taken, stolen pass by Danielle Gross. Gross over to Alexis Bills with 3 minutes to go in the game. Shot by Samantha Scott is up and no good off the front of the rim. Now Alexis Bills, she has it out on the right wing, and her shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Maddie Smith. Now over to Brainerd. Brainerd dribbles the ball at court, and she's going to stop for a three, and that shot is off the back of the rim and no good. Klein with a shot off the back of the rim and no good. Now Brainerd with the rebound. 2:30 to go in the game. Fort Morgan leading 49-33. Brainerd with the ball. She stops, pops for another three, and that is off the side of the rim and no good. Rebound is underneath for Smith. That's 4 for Smith in the period, 49-35. Now ball out of bounds. This is going to be knocked out of bounds by Klein of Englewood. So Fort Morgan to retain possession will inbound the ball on the far side of the court. About front court for Fort Morgan. We now have Sierra Ruppel in for Fort Morgan, and Lauren Staley sits down. Now shot up and no good, but rebounded by Danielle Gross. Last touch on the pass by Ruppel. Slap ball out of bounds to Englewood in front of the Mustang bench. Now Fort Morgan with only 2 starters in there. That would be Danielle Gross and Alexis Bills. Fort Morgan getting some of their bench players getting a little time here. Up 49-35 with a minute 50 to go in the game. Now, Doherty is going to be called for the travel on the left wing. Minute 48 to go in the game. Fort Morgan 49, Englewood 35. So Samantha Pettyjohn back into the game, and Danielle Gross to take a seat. So Alexis Bills to get the ball in court, and she does to Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn gets it down court, but she is ball is just knocked out of bounds. I thought they were going to call a foul on a reach-in, but it's just out of bounds to Fort Morgan in their front court. Ball to Alexis Bill. She was going to shoot, then didn't. She gets it out to Pettyjohn for a three from the top, and that is no good. Hustled by Ruppel. And now Ruppel's knee is given out on her somewhat. Ball up and split by Doherty. So 49-37. Fort Morgan up by 12 with a minute 28 to go. So it looks like Tiara Ruppel has a brace on that right knee already. And she must have tweaked it a little bit there. So we're going to see if this is a full timeout. So we'll take one with them with a minute 28 to go in the game. 49-37. Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs in the lead. You're listening to Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Englewood High School with Corey Nickel. This is Brian Nickel with Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs lead the Lady Pirates with a minute 28 to go in the game. 49-37. Englewood has cut this lead down. It had been up to 20. We're now at 12, so it looks like the Fort Morgan is Allie Schneider is back in along with Alexis Bills, Samantha Scott, Samantha Pettyjohn, and Celia Smith. So Fort Morgan inbounds the ball just to the left of the basket down there. Ball to Smith, but she loses it out of bounds. So the ball will go back over to Englewood with a minute 28 to go in the game. And now Brainerd with the ball. She gets it across half court. Now passes over to Kabinski. Kabinski's into Otrosky. Otrosky over to Doherty. Doherty's shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider down at the back court. They're going to call a foul on Otrosky, I believe. Yes, that's who that is on. That is only her first. Surprise. Celia Smith set Samantha Scott down. Danielle Gross back in along with Lauren Staley. Allie Schneider to go to the line for a 1-and-1. So they can seal this up here at the free throw line, leading 49-37. First shot is up and nothing but the bottom of the net there for Schneider, so she will get shot number 2. Now 50-37 with a minute and 11 to go in the game. Allie Schneider with shot number 2 up and good. Turns around and goes in. So that was kind of a nice little break there for Fort Morgan. Now ball to a Trotsky. Ball is taken away by Allie Schneider. Allie Schneider dribbling the length of the court. Her layup is up and no good. Rebounded to Brainerd. Under a minute to go. 50 seconds to go in the game. Shot by Doherty from the left corner. Up and no good. Rebounded to Alexis Bills. Now to Allie Schneider. Schneider gets it up across half court. She backs it out with 35 seconds to go. Up 51-37. Alexis Bills gets it back out to Schneider. Now Schneider over to Danielle Gross on the right wing. Now they're going to call Otrosky with her second foul of the night. So now Danielle Gross to go to the line for a 1-and-1. So Danielle Gross with 25 seconds to go in the game to shoot a 1-and-1. This first shot is up and good. So Fort Morgan nailing their free throws here in the second half. They have not missed in the second half on their free throws. So shot number 2 coming up here for Gross. They have blowed the whistle for something. I'm not sure what that was all about, but ball back in the hands of Danielle Gross to shoot foul number 2, and that one is up and also good. So Fort Morgan 100% in the second half on free throws. So Englewood with the ball across half court. Brainerd with 20 seconds to go. Fort Morgan will have win number 6 in the league. Now pass underneath is out of bounds by Brainerd. So with 13.2 seconds to go in the game, Fort Morgan will get the ball back, leading 53-37. Fort Morgan will go 6-1 in league. Now ball down court. That's going to be tipped away, but taken by Daly and then put in by Schneider. So that's 2 for Schneider. So 55-37 under 4 seconds. But Brainerd take another shot, and she is going to be fouled right at the buzzer. They're going to give Brainerd. They're going to say it must have came after the buzzer, because they're not going to give any shot to Englewood. So at the end of the fourth period, end of the game, it is Fort Morgan Lady Mustang 55, the Lady Pirates 37. On B106 and B106.com. Back in Englewood High School with Corey Nickel and Brian Nickel, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs have defeated the Lady Pirates 55-37 on a game that didn't start out real well for the Mustangs. They were down 17-12 at the end of the first quarter, but the Mustangs did rebound at halftime. They were up 27-24. At the end of the third period, 45-29. And then the end of the game, it was 55-37. So leading scorers for the Englewood Lady Pirates, it was Brainerd with 12, Doherty with 7, Smith with 7, Dominique Doherty with 6, Otrowski with 5, and Klein with 1. And for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, Allie Schneider led the way with 18, followed by Staley with 13, then Bills with 11, Gross with 6, Frick with 3, Pettyjohn with 2, and Smith with 2. For their 55, Fort Morgan was also 10 of 10 in the second half on free throws, excellent free throw shooting. Englewood was 1 of 1, so they shot 100% also in the second half, but didn't get to the line near as much. Fort Morgan only had 16 fouls in the second half. Englewood only 8. So a fairly clean game as far as fouls goes, but a lot of turnovers. Corey will point that out to us here next.
The Lady Pirates finished with 42 turnovers. The Lady Mustangs finished with 23 turnovers. Rebounding on the night, Englewood finished with 39, and the Mustangs finished with 33. Leading the way for the Englewood Lady Pirates is Ostrowski and Elijah Dougherty, each with 7, followed by Brainerd with 6 and Klein with 6. Dominique Dougherty had 2, Kavinsky with 3, Pescador and Silfast each with 1. Leading the way for the Lady Mustangs, Lauren Staley with 9, followed by Allie Schneider with 6, Alexis Bills with 5, Christina Frick with 5, Danielle Gross with 4, Samantha Pettyjohn with 3, and Samantha Scott with 1.
So good night overall, and this Mustang postgame show is brought to you by High Plains Bank and Wiggins. The friendly staff at High Plains Bank and Wiggins is ready to assist you with a home loan, equity line of credit, commercial loan, or checking account. To receive hometown service on a higher plane, visit High Plains Bank today. So a nice win here for the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs. Helps increase their chances to get into the playoffs. They're now 6-1 in league. I believe that brings them up to. They are now 9-9, so they are 500 for the season. So nice game here that they should have won, and they did. It was a little iffy there to start out the game, but they got it together and pulled out the win. So overall, it was kind of sloppy with the turnovers, especially 42 by Englewood. The Mustangs, I believe, have been averaging about 18 a game, and so they're over their average here, somewhat at 23. So Fort Morgan gets to go home tonight. They found the treasure pirate cave and came away with a win. So. And I'd like to thank Corey Nickel for helping me. I think this is going to be his last game this year unless we into the playoffs. We'll see where those are at. So, Corey, thank you for your help tonight throughout the season. It's been a big help to me.
You're welcome.
And so the next game for the Mustangs, Lady Mustangs, and the boy Mustangs, they will play Tuesday night against the Weld Central Rebels, and that will be at Fort Morgan. And both games can be heard right here on B106 and B106.com. So the sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball has been Trenton Klimper. Good job as always. Thank you, Trenton. And the final score, once again, the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs 55, the Englewood Lady Pirates 37. For Corey Nickel, I'm Brian Nickel. We'll catch up with everybody on Tuesday night. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com.